In this video, we will show you how to replace your rear upper control arm on this Nissan Altima. This is part of your rear suspension located behind your rear wheel. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we need to do is safely raise and support the rear of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. After that, continue on to removing all 5 of your 21mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Now that we have the wheel off, we have a clear view of the upper control arm. Let's dislodge our ABS sensor wire from the bracket. Go ahead and slide that right out of there. We'll give it a quick inspection just to make sure it's soft and pliable and it's not damaged in any way. Continue on to removing this bracket. The bracket's held in place with one 10mm headed bolt. We'll remove that bolt and remove the bracket. There's our bolt and our bracket. Set them aside. Once we've done that, we're going to continue on by applying a little bit of support underneath the lower control arm, just a tiny bit of pressure. Now let's move back to the upper control arm. To start removing this from the knuckle, we're going to be using an 18mm wrench to hold the bolt head and an 18mm socket on the other side to remove the mounting nut. Once we've done so, we'll remove this entire bolt. Now we'll tap this out of place. A quick inspection of that bolt and we'll set it aside. Now we can move to the inner bolt. We'll be using the same tools here. We've got an 18 and an 18. To get to the bolt head, it's a little bit difficult. Remove that mounting nut. Quick inspection. Set that aside. Now at this point, we're going to continue on to removing the bolts from the subframe. As we pull this out, there's nothing else holding the control arm in position, so be careful not to get hurt while pulling it out. Let's tap this bolt out of place. Now to remove the bolt, I'll be reaching along the front side of the subframe here. Quick inspection of that bolt, and now we can remove the control arm from the vehicle. There it is, friend. Okay, friend, let's get ready to install our upper control arm. We'll take this and put it in position so this bushing is facing inboard. As we bring this into position in the subframe there, we're going to continue on with our inboard bolt. This comes through from the front of the subframe, through the control arm, and out through the backside of the subframe. Now that we have the inboard side in, we'll continue on with the outboard side. Take that control arm and swing it down over the knuckle, and we'll put in that bolt. You may have to press on the knuckle a little bit. Start on both of your mounting nuts. If you're reusing your original mounting nuts, it's always a good idea to use some blue thread locker. Just take a little bit of this and put it right on the threading of the bolts. Before we tighten either of these two mounting bolts, it's important to make sure the suspension is in the original ride height position. So what we'll do is we'll take our jack underneath that control arm and just start bringing it up a little bit. We don't want to go all the way up, but we also can't have the suspension fully hanging down. Somewhere in the middle is perfectly fine. All right. Now that we have the suspension in the upright position, we'll continue on with tightening up each of these two mounting nuts. do the same to the outer mounting bolt and nut. We'll torque each of these two mounting nuts to 87 foot-pounds. There's that one. Now we can continue on to our ABS wire bracket. That has the one mounting bolt hole, but it also has one locating tab. Looking at the control arm itself, you have the hole for the bolt, and then just towards the inboard side of this, it also has a second hole for that tab. Let's take this bracket, get it aligned, and start in the mounting bolt. With that mounting bolt started in by hand, we'll continue on by snugging it up and then reattaching our ABS wire. Right there's bottomed out. We'll just make sure it's snug. Obviously, we don't want to break the bolt inside of the control arm. With that secured, we can slide the ABS wire into the bracket and double check to make sure that's secured. Let's remove the support from underneath the suspension. Once you're sure you've torqued everything as it needs to be, we'll continue on with installing the wheel. Start on all 5 of your 21mm lug nuts, we'll bottom them out, and get the wheel safely back on the ground. With the wheel back on the ground, we'll torque these to 83 foot-pounds in a crisscross manner. Okay, friend, we've got our vehicle back together. At this point, take it for a road test, listen for funny noises, and get yourself safely down to your local alignment shop. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.